nothing.
I could hear it a little bit, but there were certain things that seemed familiar, but...
Yeah, it's a pretty familiar song, Richard.
What is it?
Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense why I didn't know that one.
You don't know Bob Dylan?
I mean, I know Bob Dylan, but I don't know Bob Dylan.
Really?
Yeah.
You never listened to Bob Dylan?
Not really.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't like the voice?
No, it wasn't like that. It was just something that was never really...
Oh, well, then that's a problem. If there's not a reason that you just don't like the name Bob.
I mean, I've heard a few songs, but...
You know, like people from Minnesota?
Never heard it.
Or...
Oh, it's not a song, it's where he's from?
What?
I thought you were saying...
No, I'm trying to find... If there's no reason why you just didn't go away from Bob Dylan...
I even saw him in concert.
You're making it worse.
I'm just saying.
I probably wasn't a very good concert.
Yeah, it was 2012.
They say some years it's hit or miss.
Yeah, it was... I mean, it was cool to say because we were third row, like center stage. You know, it was cool to say we were...
Right up on Bob Dylan.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's old.
He was old then.
Yeah.
He's old now.
Yeah. It was Bob Dylan, My Morning Jacket. Isn't that what they're called?
That's what they're called.
And
that's what someone is called out there. Yeah.
I can't.
They're pretty good live.
Yeah, they were good. And there was another band that started with a W. Wilco. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those three.
Okay. Well, I mean, those are a lot of people like those bands.
Yeah.
And you don't care about all three of them.
I mean, it was like I said, it was cool to say I saw Bob Dylan, but
if Putrid Disturbia wasn't playing.
Yeah, it doesn't interest me.
Like a Rolling Stone. Bob Dylan. Robert Zimmerman.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson.
Great Measures.
I'm trying to think of how to say this without... I need to toe the line here because I think
we don't do lines anymore.
That's true. All right, so Sleep Token came out with their new album, Even in Arcadia.
And everybody's losing their minds, and we're gonna have a national holiday because
I think so.
Sleep Token has released a new album.
The album just hit #1 in the UK.
We're not in the UK. Shout out to the Kingdom.
Pretty big deal, though. You know.
I guess so.
I intentionally did not listen to any of the songs so we could do it here. Mm-hmm. I mean, I heard the singles, but not anything else. I think I have Sleep Token fatigue, and I haven't even listened to it yet. So I'm trying to get my mind right.
Okay.
I think it's just because I see them everywhere, and I don't want to be that way. Mm-hmm. I asked a couple of people that I trust their opinions about the album. I was like, which songs should we do? Mm-hmm. I think the single Caramel kind of turned me off a little bit. It was just a little too poppy for me.
Okay.
And I'm really hoping the rest of it doesn't sound that way, but I've intentionally stayed away from it. This song is called Infinite Baths.
B-A-T-H-S?
Yes.
Infinite Baths.
Yep.
Or in England, Infinite Baths.
The UK does like their Sleep Token. Mm-hmm. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, this is Infinite Baths by Sleep Token.
Proceed, Richard.
When you plucked me from the grotto, silent like a supermodel, when I would wake in staccato, no lightning in a bottle, just one eye on the target and 2 bricks on the throttle. I know now that even if I am frozen, timeless as a ghost in my nightmares of the ocean, precipice I'm approaching. Well, you will empty the darkness. You will keep me in motion. I know now. Infinite clouds washing over me at last. You the method in my madness. You the glory in my wrath.
You had never heard that song before?
When this album came out that Friday morning, I got up, did my things around the house, and I hit play on the first song, and I made it maybe 2 minutes into the first song, which I think is an 7 or 8 minute song. And my phone started ringing with work, and I never went back to it. And, just kind of talked with you, and I kind of made the decision that I wasn't going to listen to it.
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite part of the song, Richard?
I mean, I think that's pretty obvious.
The last part?
Yeah. I know that slow build up and that, the poppiness of the first half of the song is what Sleep Token does. And I'm okay with it. But I did kind of catch myself there 2 or 3 minutes into it going, all right, they're going to have to do something,
Yeah.
If it's, and I'm not saying like I'm demanding you have to do this. I'm saying if you're going to keep my attention and keep me interested.
Right. I don't mind the spacey stuff in the beginning and even the doom, 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 which is pretty standard thing. I mean, Queen has a song that just is based on stomping on the ground and clapping your hands. Mm-hmm. And incidentally, they're from the Kingdom as well.
That's true. Something about stomping your feet and clapping your hands.
Yeah, what's going on there, Kingdom? And, the big, epic chorus or
I don't know. Yeah, you can call it the chorus, I guess.
Well, the first time they actually bring some heat.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool, but it was pretty standard fare. And then they kind of go back into some space for a minute, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. And I should also state that this is the closing track to the album, too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think makes a lot more sense with it fading out like it does and being as big as it was at the end.
You got to bring a banger then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting lulled. You know how long the song was?
A little over 8 minutes.
This song was 8 minutes?
Mm-hmm. It's like 8:26, 23.
Was he singing? Was he doing harsh vocals?
At the end, yeah.
I couldn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what he was saying either.
But I guess there's two different parts there at the end that were heavy, right? They kind of do one first, and then they go into the
yeah.
They slow it down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got a little bit lulled. Obviously, it was lowly, but it's Sleep Token, right?
That's what they do.
But it's not always what they do. It's not everything that we've listened to before. I think it's sort of. I think I get a little bit. I start getting, and maybe this is just, whatever you want to call it, ADHD brain, or just nowadays everything's quick. They're slowing things down, which is good. But the first part of the song sounded like praise music again. And I understand the whole praise to the Sleep Token thing, or sleep god or demon or deity or whatever it is. So they're doing the same. They're doing the thing. What their thing is. It's just I get a little bit fatigued with his soul singing thing, and it's just sort of. I think it's cool, but as for me, as a stylistic or as a formula for all of your songs, I tend to get a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think that's exactly what I meant when we opened this video with. I think I'm getting a little. I have gotten a little bit of Sleep Token fatigue. I really thoroughly enjoyed this song.
But you only enjoyed this song. Let's be real. You only enjoyed this song because they got heavy at the end.
For sure.
If they wouldn't have gotten heavy.
Oh, if the whole
song had gone back into the front part and started doing that whining stuff again. No offense, Vessel. about the whining.
Yeah, it wouldn't have clicked.
Yeah, we would be
I would have
sitting
been
here
sitting over
going,
here rolling my eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they have to get heavy. You know?
Yeah.
For me too. And I think they do it really well.
For sure.
The drummer unleashed that guy.
I love the drummer.
All the time, every song.
Everything that guy does is incredible.
And I think maybe I get a little bit annoyed sometimes when the first part of the song may be like a programmed drum, or somebody stepping on something, clapping, which I like that. I thought this song was actually constructed.
Now, a lot of that stuff is him doing that. He keeps a pad over to the side of his drum kit and does that, you know.
Yeah, but it's not him.
Sure. Agreed. I'm just making sure that's
he's doing his job. I want to be careful with criticism, but that's what, we are all here to criticize.
I think
one way or another.
I think the thing that I have trouble accepting the most about even the heavy, specifically the heavy parts, the drummer is so busy and so entertaining to listen to, and he's going crazy, and the guitarist is just going dum 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 dum.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not enough intricacy in what the guitarist is doing with some of the riffs. There's a contrast between the drummer and the guitarist that I hear that sticks out to me. Sometimes I'm like, man, maybe find a guitarist that just does something different.
I hear what you're saying, but it doesn't bother me because I know that drumming in a band, you have to have a good drummer. You have to have a good drummer, and if you end up just listening to the drummer, it kind of doesn't matter what everybody else is doing sometimes. But the guitars, I can be okay with that, and the bass because of the tone that they got. It's such a cool tone.
Yeah, it's a great tone for sure.
And I even like at the end when you started hearing I dig that it comes in, he's playing keys. I do like that about them. When their songs are longer, they take you through a bunch of different little, genretic, I made that up just now.
Great work.
Parts. And so him playing a little, whatever, and obviously they break it into the thing, but then towards the end, there's that organ or there's a synthesizer coming through, pushing through the, because they just kind of do that. They don't really, it sort of goes on for a minute, but then there's that synthesizer started to push through, which really sounds like you've got the world in your hand.
Right.
But yeah, I'm getting a little fatigued. They're lulling me to sleep sometimes.
They're lulling you to sleep token.
Yeah, but is that the point?
Maybe.
That can't be.
Lull you to sleep and then slap you over the head with some.
But they don't always slap you over the head.
Sure, but they did in this song.
They did in this song, and I'm curious, and I'm sort of suspicious that number one, every song is not going to be like this on the album.
Right. I wouldn't think so.
And if you're going to get more of one thing than you are the other, you're going to get more of the sleep than you are of the token.
Yeah, I could see that.
I haven't listened to any other songs on this album. And again, I suspect that you weren't a fan of what, Caramel? Caramel?
Was not a fan of that one, yeah. Was not a fan.
They have started to go more poppy.
Yeah. Based on, if I'm just kind of lumping it into that one, I have not heard the rest of this album at all, so I don't want to cast that judgment.
We can try. I mean, we can a little bit. Well, we're gonna get people disagreeing with us anyway, and I think one of my turn-offs to Sleep Token right now is the idea. Okay, and I can use this because of how they're setting up their thing, but it's people talking about Sleep Token. They can do no wrong.
For sure.
And I think, so if I'm a Christianity Jesus pusher on you, and I'm telling you, this is it, this is the right way, if you don't do this, and you're going to a bad place that we've got in our little picture books,
Yeah.
then, and well, how do you know it's the right way? Because it's in the Bible. It's like all of the reasoning behind why this thing is the thing is because of just the thing itself. There's no other logic outside of it. And with Sleep Token, we get a lot of people commenting on things that just it doesn't matter what you say. If you tread in any place, like just saying some of the stuff that we've said here now, it's going to get us in trouble with Sleep Token people.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. I think you have to be careful whenever you like a band so much, you get so immersed in what it is that they do that they can do no. We're supposed to critique art. We're supposed to try to find things in it. This is not to say, hey, go knock on Sleep Token's door and tell them, stop doing that.
Right.
They can do whatever they want to, and they are. But it's also, there is an element to the bigger that you get, the more money that ends up being behind you, the more your hands tend to be tied. And I think it's evidenced in the music that they put out, right? Generally.
Sure.
Most bands were awesome with their first couple albums.
Absolutely.
Then here they come with other things. You're like, well, they were, and somebody's gonna like them. I'm just saying, I get a little bit. Could you understand what he was singing in the beginning?
Most of it.
Really?
Yeah, but
the manner in which he sings sometimes throws me off to be able to understand the words.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't get it.
Some added syllables in there every now and then.
Just too much, I don't know. He should call Celine. Celine could tell him how to pronounce everything perfectly within the music, and also the music and the tone be perfect, because it's Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's the legend.
She's the greatest singer in the whole world.
Ever.
Every singer that's ever sang.
Yeah.
She sang it the best.
Yep.
And everybody knows it. Even Sleep Token knows it.
100%. I'd like to hear a Sleep Token cover of a Celine Dion song.
What's the holdup?
Yeah.
Vessel.
Yeah. Get it done.
V. Get it done. What do the lyrics mean, Richard?
It's a great question that I don't know.
Just a bunch of words running around.
That's all it is to me. How do you interpret it?
It sort of seems. He's speaking positively in the beginning. Infinite bass washing over me colors, and then save me. I'm a titan standing on box springs. They're fun words to use.
Something about a staccato and a supermodel.
I'm a staccato and a silent supermodel, like a silent supermodel.
Or silent like a supermodel.
Silent like a supermodel.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I wonder if some of this is just, sometimes you can just write, you can just come up with, I'm sure he's got a reasoning behind it. Silent like it, because they're photographic, so there's no sound to them per se. Or do supermodels just not talk a lot? I've never been a supermodel, nor have I ever talked to one.
I don't think I know any either.
I'd be hard pressed to think of some models that I know, but supermodels? And I'm in staccato, yeah. But the end, he says, it's almost as if he's saying, never mind, I think I made a big mistake. Because he's positive the whole time up until the end, where he's saying, he's saying something about the ocean. You're deep like the deepest ocean in me. And then at the end, he says, you'll drown in it. You'll drown in the ocean. And then stop this eclipse in me. So eclipse being that something is overshadowing something else, or you know what I mean, coming in front of something else. And he was wanting that to stop. it's as if whatever he's talking about in the beginning of the song, at the end he wants it to stop, and it's when the music gets heavy.
Okay.
But it sounds like wait a minute, I changed my mind.
Yeah, I don't know.
Infinite baths.
Somebody will know what it means.
You think so?
Probably.
Somebody will have an interpretation.
Yeah, it makes more sense than what we're talking about.
I mean, I sort of understand it. I just don't. I don't think that there's. I think it's just a lot of words that are trying to sort of dance around this pretty basically one simple idea. It's a love song, and then there's doubt in the end about the love.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Sounds good.
Infinite baths. Yeah, sometimes you gotta get out of the bathtub once you get out. It's time to go.
Yeah, you start pruning a little bit.
It's time to get out of there. Yeah, it starts to affect you. I don't know. Did you like this song, Richard?
Yeah, I'd listen to it again.
Would you?
Mm-hmm.
I probably would too.
Yeah, I would listen to it again. Probably going to listen to the whole album now, just to see how I feel about it.
As one does.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to listen to the rest of the album
Okay.
because we'll probably have to do more
I
music
may show you another one then at
on
some
here.
point.
Yeah. But I do not want to listen to a song called Caramel.
No, you don't.
Okay.
No, you don't.
And that is all.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We are Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson. That was Infinite Baths by Sleep Token from their new album, Even in Arcadia.
Even in Arcadia, that's right. Great measures.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.